Welcome to another episode of Weird Beard Fishing, y'all. So today, something a little different. I went ahead and I saw a deal at Walmart that I thought was so good I couldn't pass it up, and I figured I would give you guys a review because I know a lot of people are usually on a budget. So picked up this LEWS LZR Pro for 50 bucks at Walmart. It's really not bad at all. I've always loved LEWS reels. Not the biggest fan of their rods. I do love my LEWS Xfinity combo that was, super cheap at Walmart yet again, but that's one of few. I had the Mock Smash and I wasn't too impressed with the rod, and it ended up actually breaking after I caught like a few fish on it. So today we're gonna spool this up with some 10-pound Power Pro. We're gonna see how well it casts, see how well this thing feels. I'm gonna give you guys an overall review of this rod right here. And you know what? I love the color scheme. It looks good. It'll make good thumbnails. And for 50 bucks, you really can't go wrong. You're basically just buying the reel. And if you guys want to find this, you probably can find it at Walmart or any kind of sporting goods store near you that sells LEWS. I have personally never seen the LEWS LZR Pro, or it says LZR Pro, LZR Pro. But I think this looks like it's a pretty good deal, so I figured I'd give you guys an honest review. So let's get this spooled up. Okay, first little tip, guys, is I always put a little bit of mono as a backer. It lets the braid not slip when you go to tie it on. And actually, I don't only just tie this on, I tie a leader knot and tie it together, so if you ever have a fish that's starting to spool you, well, it doesn't spool you all the way. You at least have a fighting chance. And if you tie the right knot, then you're good. Because I always use a leader anyways, so gotta be able to know how to tie that leader knot. So I'll probably put like, 10 or 15 yards of this mono on here. Then we'll get the Power Pro all spooled up. Another tip, pinch the line between your finger to give yourself a little bit of, you gotta tighten the drag down there. Give yourself a little bit of resistance so that way the line actually stays tight on there. And another thing is, whenever I put mono or fluorocarbon on, and I'm putting it on spinning or bait casting, which I'm not at home so I can't do it, I always run the line underneath with hot water. It gets rid of, see how this has line memory from being on that spool? It will get rid of that. So put a nice little backer on here. Got a decent little backer, so now I'll cut this off. Which I love these little scissors, man. The little Fiskars, little spring-loaded. These things make a giant difference. They're a lot faster, easier than you're sitting there trying to get it with the pliers. I just like it. So today's gonna be the first time of me trying the Power Pro Super 8 Slick, which they won an iCast award for, and I was looking for a black line simply just because it matches the combo. It's gonna look good. Well, Power Pro also feels good, so I figured why not give it a try. Now, I don't know how well you guys are personally going to be able to see this, but I'm going to show you guys what I use as my leader knot. This is a double uni. Take your main line, which is, well, be kind of vice versa. This would actually be your leader, which is your mono. Take your leader, take your main line, put a loop. Take your main line and wrap it around the leader and in through your loop that you had already made 4 times. Now once you've done that, pull it snug, not all the way tight. Now you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Take the mono and make yourself a loop, and then wrap it around the loop and around the main line. This I only go 3 times, simply because it is a little bit stronger of a knot with the mono. So now see how you have 2 knots. Now wet it, and then pull it tight. And then sometimes after you pull it tight, you see how there's just a little bit of an edge you can catch on the main line? On that mono, I actually pull the tag in to snug it down just a little bit more, and then boom, you're good to go. Cut your 2 little tag ends off and you're good to spool. Or if you're using it as a leader, you're good to go. Make sure that you keep a decent amount of pressure with your thumb and your pointer finger, just to make sure that there is no slack in it. So I feel like that's getting pretty close here, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. So another thing that I stopped and I got while I was out was a bunch of Swimbaits by Big Bites Baits. I'm telling you what, these things are super cheap. I get these at Vance Outdoors, and these are only $3.99 a pack. And you definitely can't go wrong. They have awesome action, some decent durability, and as much as I use these things, I have to buy packs and packs of them. Then I also went ahead and I got the Lunker Hunt jig heads. These things are pretty cool because they actually hold your swim bait on there pretty well. It's not just like a regular jig head that has a little piece of lead sticking down that they put barely any kind of keeper on. These actually have keepers, and I personally like these. No, not sponsored by any of these companies. I'm simply telling you guys what I like to use just to give you guys some tips. Another awesome thing that I have not shown you guys is the new bag I got from Samurai Tactical Fishing. So this thing has a holster for my pliers, which I put my scissors there. It's got pockets on the sides, a little area to hold more pliers or whatnot. It has a little Velcro strap, place to put your sunglasses. Then it has a big section to put, it has enough room for 4 boxes, but I use 3 boxes, and then I put all my swim baits right here. Has enough room for all of my other stuff, you know, flashlights, my dyes, and, you know, lighter, some extra backup pliers and stuff. And then I stuff all my soft plastics in here. I mean, look at all that stuff in there. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I feel like you can never have enough stuff. So, and then also, it has 2, this right here, it's actually a rod holder. This unclips, put the butt of your rod right there, boom, clip it into place, if it wants to clip. Boom, clip it into place, and you're good to go. So whenever I'm bringing multiple rods, I can actually unfold my one that's my travel rod, and I put it on the side, so I have 2 rods ready to go. So I only have to carry one, which, you know, is actually just, there's not a giant difference between carrying 1 rod or 2 rods, but it's nice not having to sit one down and then fish and then pick it back up. It's here. And then I also put my net over here whenever I'm going wading or something like that, and I really need a net. I put the net on this side and my rod on this side. So, got the rod all spooled up, brand new Power Pro. Got me my new swim bait on here. And we're gonna go out here and we're gonna give it a try, and I'm gonna give a review of this combo. I have never ever seen this place so low. I've never even knew that that wall was there. That's the bottom of the upper lock right there, and then there's the lower lock. I wonder how deep that is. I see that they have the lock doors down there open. I'm wondering if any fish, there's gotta be fish that are trapped in here. I'm hoping this rain actually turns them on. Oh, there was one. There was one. Oh my goodness. That was quick. So the rod actually has some decent sensitivity. I can feel the bottom when I hit it. I don't believe that this rain is supposed to last for super long, but I can tell you what, that rain is cold. Oh, I've got something. I have got a stick fish. Well, look at that. First fish with the new rod. It's a big old stick fish. And look at that, it didn't break. Well, throw that out of here. Well, my guess is my best bet for a decent sized fish is gonna be down here at the end of this lock in the actual river. And with them having this lock door slightly open, which somebody else might have done it, all you have to do is turn these wheels right here with these winches and you can open it up. Yeah, see right here? All you have to do is turn this and it opens up that door. You know what? I'm not seeing any fish down there. Granted, it's so muddy, I'm probably not going to see them. But, see, oh, that actually is gonna make this suck. Well, that kind of sucks. I wish somebody wouldn't have opened this, because now there's no water flow. I'm gonna shut this thing. I wonder if we can get this thing shut. Hopefully you guys can see that. That door over there is shutting. Oh, no, not the brand new Oakleys. You're gonna go in the pocket because I don't want you to break. So close to being shut. There's just too much stuff in there. It's pretty dang close. See if we can get this side to shut some. Might even have to open some. Ooh, that's new. Never knew that log was there. That's how low this river is. I had no idea that thing was there. It's probably what I've got snagged on. This thing is usually, like, none of that's, usually all that's in the water, and none of that's bank. Man. Oh, look at that. Big old snapper down in there. You guys see him? My enemy number one. Oh, I can see him. Coming right up to the wall. Hopefully it'll fill up though. Just gonna pay attention to where the bricks are, so I can see a partial of that bottom brick. If it fills up at least just to that bottom of that brick, I mean, I know that this thing is filling up. Which just really sucks because now there's no current here, and I knew there's probably no fish sitting here. Because without current, I don't see a reason why there would be. I can definitely feel with the rod. Actually, feel really good for a $50 rod. I can tell exactly when I hit the bottom. This thing casts pretty dang good too. I mean, that's pretty dang far. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, this rod right here is a 6'10" medium fast action, which is, I think, a good medium when you're talking about a rod. And I don't mean like because it's a medium, I mean because it's in between. I feel like with a spinning rod, medium heavy is just a little too heavy, unless you're, I mean, doing stuff like flipping and stuff because you're not comfortable with a bait caster. But me personally, my favorite rod for spinning, and most of the things that I do like here on the river, is always a medium light. That whippy tip just gets it way out there. It gives you more sensitivity. And this being a medium only gives you kind of best of both worlds. You got a little bit of a tip. It's got a fast action, but it still has some give. So let's just see how far this thing will actually cast. point it up for you guys a little bit, which this whole river is probably about, I don't know, 150 to 200 yards. Let's call it 200 yards across. That thing probably, I'm gonna say it's probably about 75 yards. So really, that's not bad at all. I didn't really chuck it. I didn't try. I just lightly casted. And I can even feel, if you look at the tip, real close, you can see when I'm hitting rocks, or if I reel it real fast, you can see the thump, 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 thump of the tail of the swim bait, which is a good sign. That's what you want to be able to feel your bait, so that way you can feel when something's going on. Boom! I just hit the. See, I could feel when I hit the bottom right there, which is key. You don't want to get snagged. You feel when it just lightly touches the bottom, and boom, pull it up. Oh, that's a snag though. Whoop. See, look, that's what I'm talking about, guys. As soon as I felt it go dunk, felt like it was a snag. Oh wow! I actually bent the hook some. That's kind of hard to do on these. These aren't light wire. So you got the head got stuck some. See what I mean? That casts pretty dang far. My guess is I'm probably not gonna get anything here. Probably gonna have to move, and we'll have to continue the review elsewhere. I would really like to catch a fish with you, on this for you guys. But I mean, if I don't. It is what it is. At least I can give you guys a general overview of this rod before you guys maybe want to go buy one.